Hannibal Barca, 247–183–181 BCE, was one of the greatest military commanders in history, renowned for his audacious tactics and strategic genius, particularly during the Second Punic War, 218–201 BCE, between Carthage and Rome. His name has been immortalized for his remarkable ability to outmaneuver and challenge the Roman Republic, especially considering the significant disadvantages Carthage faced in terms of manpower and resources compared to Rome. Early life and background: Hannibal was born in 247 BCE in Carthage, a powerful Phoenician city-state located in modern-day Tunisia. He was the son of Hamilcar Barca, a prominent Carthaginian general who had fought in the First Punic War, 264–241 BCE, which ended with Carthage's defeat by Rome. Hamilcar, who deeply hated Rome, made sure to instill a sense of animosity towards the Roman Republic in his children. Hannibal, in particular, grew up in a military environment, and after his father's death he inherited command of the Carthaginian forces. The Second Punic War, Hannibal's most famous period, came during the Second Punic War, a conflict that was sparked by Rome's expansion and its rivalry with Carthage. The war began in 218 BCE, and Hannibal quickly gained notoriety for his boldness and strategic innovations. Crossing the Alps, 218 BCE, Hannibal's most famous military feat was his daring march from Spain to Italy. After leaving Carthage's Iberian territories, modern Spain, he led an army of roughly 50,000 men, along with war elephants, across the Pyrenees and the Alps, two monumental mountain ranges, into Italy. This bold move took the Romans completely by surprise, as no one had ever before attempted to invade Italy from the north. The journey was grueling, and Hannibal lost a significant portion of his army due to harsh conditions, disease, and constant skirmishes with local tribes. Despite this, his army was still able to make it into Italy, a feat that cemented his reputation as one of history's greatest strategists. Battle of the Trebia, 218 BCE. One of Hannibal's first significant victories in Italy came at the Battle of the Trebia River. Rome, attempting to cut off Hannibal's advance, moved a large army to intercept him. Hannibal, using a combination of feigned retreat and ambush tactics, lured the Roman forces into a vulnerable position and inflicted a devastating defeat, killing thousands of Roman soldiers. Battle of Lake Trasimene, 217 BCE. In 217 BCE, Hannibal's forces achieved another stunning victory at the Battle of Lake Trasimene. Hannibal lured a Roman army into a narrow valley near the lake, where he had his troops concealed in the hills. As the Roman forces moved into the trap, Hannibal's forces attacked from all sides, surrounding them. This ambush led to one of the largest Roman losses during the war, with about 15,000 Roman soldiers killed. Battle of Cannae, 216 BCE. Hannibal's greatest triumph came at the Battle of Cannae in 216 BCE, which is considered one of the most brilliant military strategies of all time. Facing a Roman army of approximately 80,000 to 90,000 men, Hannibal managed to defeat them with only about 40,000 to 50,000 soldiers. By using the double envelopment tactic, where he placed his weaker troops in the center and stronger troops on the wings, he encircled the Roman legions, resulting in a devastating defeat for Rome. Estimates of Roman casualties range from 50,000 to 70,000 soldiers, and the battle caused shockwaves throughout the Roman Republic. Despite these overwhelming victories, Hannibal's army lacked the necessary reinforcements and resources to press a final attack on Rome itself. As he had no strong naval presence, and his supply lines were stretched thin, his failure to capture Rome or decisively destroy the Roman Republic led to a shift in the course of the war. Roman counterattacks and the war's shift. While Hannibal's successes in Italy were remarkable, his campaign was hindered by several factors. The Roman strategy evolved under the leadership of Fabius Maximus, who implemented a policy of attrition, avoiding direct engagement with Hannibal's forces and focusing on harassing his supply lines and weakening his army over time. This strategy, which earned Fabius the nickname Cunctator, the delayer, slowly wore down Hannibal's forces. Meanwhile, Rome focused on securing other theaters of the war, such as Spain and North Africa. In 211 BCE, the Romans captured Carthaginian holdings in Spain, and by 203 BCE, the Roman general Scipio Africanus invaded North Africa, forcing Carthage to recall Hannibal from Italy. The Battle of Zama, 202 BCE. In 202 BCE, Hannibal faced Scipio Africanus in the Battle of Zama near Carthage. Scipio, having learned from Hannibal's tactics, employed a strategy that neutralized Hannibal's cavalry and elephants. Despite Hannibal's skillful leadership, the battle ended in a decisive Roman victory. This defeat forced Carthage to surrender and led to the end of the Second Punic War. After the war and legacy following the war, Hannibal became a prominent political figure in Carthage, but his influence waned as his enemies within the Carthaginian political elite moved against him. He was eventually exiled and spent his final years in various eastern Mediterranean courts, including those of the Seleucid Empire and Bithynia, where he continued to offer his military expertise. Hannibal died around 183 or 181 BCE, possibly by suicide to avoid being captured by the Romans. Despite his defeat in the war, Hannibal's tactics and strategies have been studied and revered by military leaders throughout history, and his name remains